Ever since I was a little baby child, I've always been watching Overlord, season 1, 2 and 3, and now we are here with 4. I'm super hyped to be here to bear witness to Ainz most menacing moments throughout season 4. So I'm going to be watching all of season 4 and finding the most entertaining, menacing and devious moments throughout the series. By the way, if you do enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, but without further ado, let's begin! So it starts off and the maid's like, yo, it's a new season, we need to get you some new drip. And they pull out this, they made my boy dripless. Supreme Goku is rolling in his grave after fighting Saitama. So for some reason, everyone's sitting on Ainz's lap and Albedo wants to as well, and he's denying her. Bro, this would literally be me if Albedo wanted to sit down. Ainz goes to the Adventurer Guild and he wants them to work for him. But they're like, nah, we don't associate with politics at all. So Ainz hits him with this godly speech. He's like, you guys are just glorified exterminators. I can make you more. I can make you real niggas. I can give you the true title adventurer. You guys will be going all over the world for me. Then bro's like, yeah, I'm feeling it. Let's do this. So we see the princess with orphans, but she doesn't fool me. I remember from last season, this bitch is devious. Some of Ainz's forces are pulling up to the kingdom. It's just for a party to make connections, and Albedo's gonna be the one leading it. So she goes into the party and she catches the eye of this creep, and this guy's literally just like me. He starts having unholy thoughts about her. And then bro has the balls to walk up to her and invite her to a ball. Then his dad's like, damn nigga, you out here risking everyone's life for pussy. Then his dad's like, damn, they literally killed your brother. The Sorcerer Kingdom ended that man's life. Then the Menace says, what do you mean, bro? They did me a favor. Now I'm the next in line to inherit your stuff. Fuck that nigga. And his dad's like, hey yo. So Philip, the menacing noble, is too broke to hold it in his own house. So he holds it in this commoner's house. And oh my god, look at the size of her. God damn, she kinda cute, but you could fit the entire continent of Africa on her forehead. So Philip is walking with Albedo and he puts his hand on her shoulder and she makes this grotesque noise. And he slowly turns his head, he's like, bitch, you make that noise? And she's like, nah nigga, I love you. So Albedo is freaking out because she's like, only one nigga can touch me, and that's Ainz old gold. And I've been saying this, the princess is evil. She's been working with the Sorcerer Kingdom. So this emperor is allied with the Sorcerer Kingdom and Ainz, but he is trying to betray them because he is just so scared. Ainz killed 130,000 people in front of him. So the emperor brings in some holy guys and some bishops to make an alliance with them to kill Ainz. So the strongest person in the country, the warrior king, is going to be fighting now. Then they introduce the challenger, and the nigga is Ainz all gold. Bro, look at his face. And the holy men are like, damn nigga, you're gonna betray us like this? And the emperor is about to have a panic attack. Then Ainz comes up to him and he's like, yo, this is crazy. Imagine me and you here. The power of coincidence can be kind of frightening. So the bishops start to leave because they're like, what the hell? You brought our enemy to us. And the emperor's like, okay, look. Watch the match from the Colosseum and see if this nigga has any weaknesses, please. Before we go into the fight, oh my god, look at this nigga. He has no hair. His eyes are just dots. They couldn't be bothered to draw or animate more. Bro looks like the most scuffed version of Mr. Potato Head. So we're back at the fight, and Ainz is like, yo, Warrior King, if I beat you, I want you to join my side. But if you win, which you won't, what do you want? And bro says he wants to eat him. Actually munch him. So they shake on that weird deal. So they start scrapping, and by the way, Ainz is not allowed to use magic in this fight. Oh my god, that is disrespectful. He's using the tools he got from killing that girl back in season 1. So they keep fighting, but then Ainz just starts walking towards him, and oh my god, the hits are doing no damage. So the warrior king is almost finished, and Ainz is like, yo, please, do you want to stop this? Like, you're literally going to die for no reason. I'm just gonna have to resurrect you again. But the warrior king has heart. He's like, yo, nah, I'm never giving up. Show me your true power. Show me the pinnacle of strength. And then Ainz says something so devious. It turns out he was limiting his power this entire time. Ainz is so disrespectfully respectful, he just walks up to him and pushes in the knife the same way Walter White pushes the doorbell in that one scene in Breaking Bad. Then Ainz starts making a speech to the crowd and he's like, yo, you thought death was the end? Look! And he just resurrects this guy with ease. And with the Emperor witnessing that fight, he ends up giving his country as a vassal state to the Sorcerer Kingdom because he does not want their smoke. So Ainz travels to the Dwarven Kingdom to try and get some help with some stuff, but he finds out they're at war with some wolf-looking things. So he sends in 2 shadow soldiers and they decimate all of them. So Ainz meets the Dwarven leaders and he decides to cut a deal with them. He says that he wants all of their rune makers and in return he will help end the war for them. So the surviving wolf guys end up asking some dragons for help. So the Dragon King ends up sending one of his sons to go and fight on the front line. But Ainz is such a little menace. He converts his son to his side and breaks into the throne room. And the Dragon King's like, yo, you really think you this shit? I'm the realest nigga out there, bro. Everyone knows my name. I'm the OG. And Ainz doesn't want to deal with it, so he just squeezes his heart. Bro got folded like an omelette. Ainz told Shalltear to deal with the wolves. Shalltear's like, okay guys, if you guys just come with me, then you can all live. But if you choose to fight, I'll kill 60,000 of you, leaving only 10,000 alive. And the wolf leader's like, what? How do I know you're actually that strong? And she's like, okay, bet. And she just starts ruthlessly massacring all of them without a thought in her mind. The wolf leader falls to his knees and he's like, damn, I would have surrendered if I knew you were this strong. Why didn't you just tell me? What the fuck? So we're with Lord Philip again, the living meme, and he decides to betray the Sorcerer Kingdom. Obviously a bad idea. Ainz was out there grabbing hearts last episode. They stole a shipment from Ainz and Ainz found out about it, and the prince is shitting himself because he knows that war might be coming. So they start negotiating a plan to try and stop Ainz, to try and get him back on their side. And it turns out Lady Albedo's there and they start freaking out. So the king is trying to solve this. He apologizes for the behavior of the nobleman and says will his head be enough to try and stop the war. Bro is willing to die for this country. And Albedo's like, ha ha ha. Oh my god, you think your head is worth shit? I'm declaring war on your ass. You have a month from now. In a month, all of you niggas are gonna die. And then some guy interrupts her and she's like, nigga, are you so eager to die that you can't wait a month? So we cut to Ainz and he's about to visit Albedo's older sister, and if she's half as bad as Albedo, then I'm gonna need a new cum bucket. Oh hell no, she looks like that bitch from the horror movie Sadoko. And it gets worse, her face dead ass looks like the colossal titan. So Ainz sends some of his forces to attack a castle and they are getting owned. Those 2 big niggas are destroying everything. But then some guy just starts defeating them, and what anime am I watching? A mech anime? This nigga pulls up with an AK-47, I thought we were in medieval times. Ainz and the prince start talking. The prince is like, please, nigga listen, is there anything I can do to make you stop attacking us? But Ainz is not having it. He says he needs to set an example for any other person that decides to betray him. He is going to ruthlessly slaughter every single person in the city. So the prince goes back to his camp and everyone surrounds him. They're like, what did the Sorcerer King say? Are we saved? And bro's like, nah nigga, we all dead out here. Dead men walking. So his people start to rebel. They come after his head. They're like, maybe if we kill him, then the Sorcerer King will spare us. And bro, I have so much respect for the prince. This is where the prince became a king. He looks at these niggas and he says, I ain't dying without a motherfucking fight. So the rebels go to the Sorcerer Kingdom's camp and they're like, yo, we killed him, he's dead, look. So now please, will you spare our lives? And Ainz is like, yeah, I'll spare your lives. Then he sends them away, but he actually sends them to a torture chamber. And he's like, make sure that they don't die. Torture them for as long as possible until they beg for death. And when they do beg for death, please don't be in a hurry to kill them. Make them suffer. So Ainz and Albedo are chilling and the red guy pulls up on them. So Albedo chases him down and none of the red guy's attacks are working. So it turns out their plan was to try and kill Ainz by himself, to try and kill him while he has no one near him. And oh my god, Ainz is low-key getting pressured. This unknown guy kinda has hands. Then Ainz does something so out of character. He starts bowing down to this random guy. But Albedo's not having any of it. She turns up and she starts beating on him. Then both the red guy and the silver guy escape. And it turns out the silver guy is some kind of ancient dragon, and he thinks that next time they fight, he can beat Ainz in a 1v1. Then Ainz and Albedo start walking into the castle, and then Ainz starts bowing. And we find out something so devious. It turns out that wasn't even Ainz, that was just one of his weak niggas pretending to be him. Ainz was just at home watching. So now that dragon motherfucker underestimated the shit out of Ainz. So the leader of adventurers is trying to save the capital. So she's having a meeting with the princess, but then her niggas just start jumping her. Like, I mean, like, they are demonically whooping this bitch's ass. Like, then they mind control her. But it turns out her group was only doing it because she would have died trying to save the city for no reason. So those adventurers are like, okay nigga, we out, and then they just teleport away. Oh nah, how can my man sound so innocent while chanting such devious lyrics? And yes, I said he, bro. I don't know why, but this nigga wears a skirt. So the princess and her bodyguard climb, end up meeting the king, and she tells him to hide the crown jewels and then come back to her. So he does it. But while he was hiding the jewels, he meets the sociopath who was chanting that bullshit. But he was told to make it back to the princess, so he just starts running away from her. And when he finally gets back to the princess, things have taken a turn for the worst. The demon nigga's like, yo, you must show respect. Bow! Then Ainz is like, now, don't make him bow. Let's see what them hands can do. So they start initiating violence. And Ainz grabs him and he's like, if this was a fairy tale, you would come in here, your strength and love for the princess would be strong enough to beat me. But this isn't a fairy tale, this is reality nigga, and I'm gonna show you what reality feels like. Then Ainz slashes him and bro's still moving, I don't know how, I would have given up by now. Then Ainz starts casting a spell and he's like, damn nigga, you're gonna use magic on little old me? And bro charges but it means nothing. So Klein wakes up and he's surprised that he's alive, but it turns out the princess is now a fucking demon. And she tells him to swear loyalty to the source of a kingdom and Ainz gone, so they can both be demons and live forever. This bitch is crazy. She's been selling out her family, her friends, her kingdom, just for her own gain. But the bitch isn't done disrespecting niggas. She starts singing and emoting on them, dead ass. Philip, the one that caused this entire war, is still so ignorant that he meets up with Albedo again. And she's like, here, I've got a present for you. And it's all the niggas that robbed Ainz's heads. And then Albedo's like, yeah, this is coming nigga. Your time is coming. Your father begged and begged, but not for mercy for you. He begged that you'd feel 10 times the suffering that he felt when he died. And she's like, yeah, I intend to honor that man's wishes, you dumb little shit. So Ainz has completely destroyed a kingdom because they stole from him once. Then Ainz is like, yo, nobleman, do people fear me? Do people fear the name Ainz gone? And they're like, yes, my lord. And he's like, yeah, okay, this feels good. This was worth the effort. Bro enjoys suffering. What the hell? This guy's a protagonist, by the way. So that was Overlord Season 4. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe because it makes my balls tingle in a very sensational way. I have a lot of videos coming, so if you want to see them, just subscribe. Also, Blue Lock video coming very soon. We love that show. Anyway, see ya.